Hi, I'm Egan, and I recently completed my phone interview for the Disney College program fall 2016. I honestly was very nervous before the phone interview just because I've applied two times prior to this, and the first time I didn't get it past the web based interview, which a lot of you've already heard about, and the second time around made it to, like past the web-based interview but was in submission until they said like try again the next semester. So this time around I just kept refreshing and refreshing that Facebook page, the Disney College Facebook page, knowing that it was going to be time soon enough that you can apply. I applied less than an hour after the application came out, and if you do a web-based interview less than 6 months prior to that and pass it, you get to skip it completely. I found out after the fact if you're applying soon after that. So I did everything really quick and got an interview within an hour, a phone interview within an hour of completing all that. So I scheduled it for 5 days after that just so I could prepare and figure out what I was going to say and not rush it and know I really knew what I was talking about. So my recruiter called me. She was very nice and sweet. I can't remember the name because I was very nervous when she first answered, but bottom of the line is first off, we just talked about my college, what major I'm in right now. And then she said we're going to get into more of like the dorm stuff. Have I lived with people before? How have I dealt with room situations? So at first, it's like it makes you very calm because it's very simple questions that you can't get wrong because you just know it. And then we got on to more of like why I want to work for Disney, and I explained that, and that just comes from the heart. I can't tell you what to say. I I said exactly how I feel about Disney and why I want to work for them, and that obviously is the same for you. You have to answer from your heart why you want to work for Disney. And then after that, it got more into my current slash past employment, which from what I've been reading and researching about this recruitment process is this year they're very into your past employment. So you definitely should make sure you have done very well in a job previously or are, because they want to know a lot about your current employment. So I work at a daycare, so that was very easy to talk about. I just talked about my. She asked me to talk about what daily tasks I perform within the daycare, what a normal day is, what's a hectic day for me. Um, she wanted to know what was one of the times within my job where I had to remain very calm within like an emergency situation when I didn't want to, when I wanted to panic, but I had to do it to perform my job well. And I explained a situation with a child, how they were very sick and how we had to deal with it very quickly because they had to go to the hospital. So she was impressed at how I handled that, and then she asked me, um, what are some of the roles that I'd be willing to do, and I've wanted to do this since I was a little girl, so I know my homework. I researched. I had put as my number one, which is shocking to a lot of people, but custodial. I really want custodial, or quick food and beverage services, or childhood activities. And then she asked me to explain why I thought I would do well in each of those certain job performances. So I explained custodial at my job at my daycare. I sometimes have to clean up vomit. I sometimes have to clean up accidents. So I'm used to being around that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me. So, so someone has to do it. So I'll do custodial. I don't mind. And also, I told her that um, I know that as a custodial in Walt Disney World, you get a lot of guest interaction because um, you're not just in one place. Like you're not at Splash Mountain the whole entire 10-hour shift you're working. You're moving around to different places. You get to talk to the guest a lot. And I told her I'm a very social and outgoing person. So I thought that's where I would succeed because of that. And I really like that, how I can create magic even doing a job like that. So I'd really like that. And after I gave that response, she said she was very impressed with my homework that I did, and she said that was very good to know that I'd be willing to clean and do bathrooms and still be positive about it, because obviously a lot of people don't want to do that. Then I explained that the quick food, beverage, and services is because my major at my college is hospitality and tourism management. And obviously, that's a good way to get my foot in the door. You have to start somewhere. So I said, why not start at Disney? And she liked that response too. And then I said, the children's services, obviously, because I work at a daycare. So I obviously know I could do that very well. And we just then after that talked about like different roles I'd be having to do within those jobs and if I'd be willing to do them. Which obviously I said yes. And we talked about that for probably about like close to 25 minutes. And then this is the thing I've learned is very important. A lot of people at the end of interviews, when the person interviewing you goes, do you have any questions? A lot of people just say, no, I'm good. Like very quick, short to the point. Like they don't want to ask a question, but you want to because they want to know that you're interested. They want to know like you're very intrigued. So I asked my interviewer, while working at Disney World, what was the thing she valued the most from working at Disney World all these years? Because I explained to her earlier in the interview that I want to work for Disney for the long haul, not just for an internship in college and that's it. I want to be a part of the Disney company and how that's always been my dream. So I told her that obviously the first step into doing that is doing the Disney college program and then hopefully down the road getting a Disney professional internship. But obviously this was the foot the right foot through the door to get that process started. So she was very impressed with that too. So she said I put her on the spot, but she was very impressed with that question and happy I asked it. And then I asked how the roommate situation works. Like, can you request roommates? Just like a couple questions like that. She said she was, again, she kept saying she was very impressed. And you have to be polite too. Sorry, I totally forgot to say that at the beginning. But at the beginning of my interview, when she introduced herself, I said, like, good afternoon, whatever her name was. Thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to me. Which goes a long way. You don't think it does, but they've been talking to people for hours. And just a little nice politeness along can go a long way. So I made sure to say that at the beginning, and I made sure to say it again at the end. Thank you again for taking time to talk to me. She was very sweet. She said to look within the next couple weeks. So fingers crossed. And just the bottom line is just be yourself. They know when you're reading off a sheet. They know when you're not really saying what you believe in. So just be yourself. Speak from the heart. Tell them how you really want to work for Disney, and they'll see through it. And I wish all of you good luck who get a phone interview too, because that's like a really good deal, because obviously a lot of people don't even get to this spot. So good for us. Yes, and good luck, and hopefully I'll see a bunch of you down in Florida soon.